What's up everybody, it's Ambitious Z, and I got my final update for you guys. I finally got the LMAs. These are the new ones. Here's the part number. You should only update this if you have the old style LMAs. Like this is the old style and this is the one that has the recall. I think it's from the 09 Honda Fits that have this recall. I think some of them don't, but it all depends. You could just double check your VIN number, or if anything like me, I just bought the 09 and I'm not gonna chance it, so I bought this just to replace it, and I'm pretty sure this is the recall one because it's a different shape than this one. But it was like $10 each, so it was like $40. So I bought that just as a peace of mind, so I'm gonna swap that in here. But before that, I'm gonna show you guys how to take this apart if you guys go down my route. If you pick anything that's like, I think 2010 and above, I think they fixed the recall for the valve train already. And yeah, so let's start. This is just a valve train. You don't need to mess with the camshaft. I have the camshaft up there, but all you have to do is just take these bolts out right here and just place them, like place them aside. I mean, if you want to be all technical, you can kind of put it in order like the way it came out. But all these bolt sizes, like right here, you know, all that, those are all 10 millimeter. Same thing with this 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and 10 millimeter. But you won't be messing with this anyways. This is like the locking nut for when you have to do the valve adjustment. But we won't be touching that until I install that. I'll show you how to do that when I do install. But this is just an update for those of you guys that are going my route and are gonna replace the LMAs. In order to replace the LMAs, you have to remove this whole thing, and in order to do that, you have to remove this rod. Well, let me remove all these bolts first. It'll take me a little bit. Zip in, just take them out, pull them out, put them to the side. Nice and neat if you want to. Right now it's kind of dirty because it's been sitting here for like a few months, or maybe even a year. I had this for a long time. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. There's 10 of them here. Actually 12 if you want to count these two. So you take this one out here too. Just place that up there. You can't mix that up. I already loosened this already, but you're gonna have to take this out in order to pull this rod that retains the whole rocker. So after that, you just want to flip this over. Boom. This is what it's gonna look like. And this is kind of a pain in the ass if you go through this route, because you have to align it. See how these rocker arms are right here? In between these little, like, what is it? I would say, like, I don't know what to call them, like gaskets. But they're like metal gaskets or some shit to slide, keep it from like rubbing against each other. So in order to remove this and drop it out, so you can, because right now, see how this is locked? You can't really move this really, and you can't kind of pull it out because it sits inside of it, like about that much. So you have to remove this whole thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but not too bad. So you want to remove this as a 10 millimeter. So take that out. Right there, it looks like this. You can clean that up. I'll clean that up later when I install everything. So just want to put it to the side. After that, you just flip it over. And remember the orientation of how everything goes in. So it looks like this. So memorize that. And remember that there's an indent right here, so it faces you. After that, all you do is just put your thumb through here. I can't really do it with one finger, but I'll flip it over. But after that was the locking nut, so all you gotta do is push it. I can't do it with one hand because there's some tension to it, but let me try. Put this here. Hopefully you guys can see. So once that is there, right, you kind of, there's another side. See how the end right here? You want to put your thumb, finger, or whatever and just push through it while you're pulling on this end. So you want to, like that. See how it moves forward? See it? And you kind of just grab it and just twist it forward. So keep on wiggling it as best as you can, like so, and just pull it out all the way. see? And this is what it looks like. And just remember that the indent side is on this side, where the passage is, the oil passage is. And you could just set that aside over here. Then, hold up, let me wipe my fingers before I touch my phone. I don't know if you guys caught that on camera, but that's basically what that rod looks like. It's like a rod with oil passages all over, see? And yeah, so just leave that there. And let's put this so it doesn't roll into us. So boom, now this is what it looks like. And it's all identical on all four, so I'll just do this one. So you can just pull this whole thing off, but just be careful because there's like these washers, like really thin washers or gaskets like I was talking about earlier. No, maybe I'll just do it one by one so you guys can see. Alright, so you pull this out right here, right? Boom. Well, it kind of falls apart, but see, this is what it looks like. There's this little washer I was talking about. There's like one on each side. So there's one right here. So leave that there. You kind of just want to put it down like that. Memorize this on one side. And then this is the i-vtec actuator or rocker. This is the one that locks to the LMA over there. So this is what it looks like. It has like double gaskets too, see? It's like one on each side of each rocker arm. So boom. Then this is the one that locks and engages it. So boom. Oh. Well, that's what I was talking about. That's that locking pin. It'll pop out under like pressure. Was it oil pressure? So it'll hit this right here, then I'll lock it together. And so it's not much. Just boom. You want to put this back. Put this in a hole, and it goes in this way. Into this hole right here, into that. So just put that there. It's kind of hard to freaking work and record at the same time. So it goes in like that, and see, it's like actuated by oil pressure. So see, it's like the little oil passage hole, I think. You kind of see through. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see through it. See how my fingers? Oh, whoa! I just dropped it again. Well, anyways, you just want to place the spring. This is like a compression spring. Place it in the hole. Then just put the cap back on. It goes in one way, so you can't really mess up. And that just sits over here. You can just put that over here. Same thing, you can't really mess up, so. And there's that little metal washer like I told you, so you can just put it sitting like, oh, okay, it's just let it fall. There's one right here too. It just sits on each side. So just leave that there. But this is basically what we're going after, what I have to replace anyways. See how it looks like this? And if you look at it closely, there's like some wear on it. See it right there? There's like a flat spot. See? That's probably what gets it stuck. I mean, I don't understand the engineering behind it, but whatever. But if you look at it closely, see how the design is different? This one has like, see how it's like fatter on the bottom and it gets skinny? This is the old LMA. This is the new one. See how it stays the same size all the way down? So that's the new design. So that's what I'm gonna do. So all you do is just take that old one out. You know, keep it if you want to. I'm probably gonna keep it just for the hell of it as a trophy. And just throw this one in. And once you put that one in, you just remember, put it back in the same orientation. It all looks like this. So you just repeat the step. Replace that, and then put the rod through. So work it one at a time. So put the new LMA in, slide these in, the pipe back in, the rod. Put it back in, and remember to put a gasket, then the rock arm, then the washer. Put the washer, the metal washer. Put that in the beginning, then the rocker arm, then another washer. It just goes and line it, slowly push it through. Don't force it, just gently wiggle it until it falls in. Then just push it all the way until it gets to about here, then leave that alone and just let it sit there. And that side right there is done. Then you want to work your way all the way down. And remember, like, don't force it, just take your time with this and you'll be good. That's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set this all up, and once I'm done, I'll clean it up a little bit more too. So I'll clean this all up, wipe it down a little bit better. Then after that, I'll just put it in the motor and let the oil do its work and just clean off all the residue. I'm not too worried about that as long as mechanically good. But I'll do that, and this should be all set for the install this weekend, and we'll be ready to pop some VTEC. Some real. I end up wiping it as best as I could to get some of the residue off. You know, mine as well while I'm at it, and you know, like the small residue, the oil will probably just clean it up once I run it in. But on the right side is the new LMA, and here's the old LMA design. See how it's skinny up top, while this one's just a solid design. Same diameter from top to bottom, while this one like tapers in. And the top hat is a little bit different design. This one's a little worn, as you can see in the middle. There's a little indent. This one has like tiny little indents on the side. If my phone would focus, but see it? And it's flat. And all you want to do is just bam, and it's good. That's it. And then from there on, you just reassemble this. I'm gonna wipe these down. And just I'll re-lube them with some oil I have left and just put them back together. And I'm gonna repeat the same step all the way through, and that should be it. So I just got done with removing and cleaning everything to the best of my abilities. These are the old LMAs, they're all clapped out. I got the new ones installed. I wiped down this as best as I can, and yeah, it looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. This is what it looks like and how it's supposed to be assembled. So it'll go one washer here, 2, 1, 2, 1. So always one on the outsides. And remember, these rocker arms have to bend in like that. So points in like this, just like this way. It points towards each other. And boom. This is the LMA rocker, which is, I think is a VTEC rocker right here. Because it sits right on top. See how this tab is? Sits right on top of there. But yeah, so now everything's all set and clean. I'm gonna get some oil and lube up some of the stuff before I reassemble it. And yeah, that should be it. Put this back in. So I just got everything all assembled, nice and clean. It looks good. Once you slide the pin back in, make sure this is aligned. So like that. That way you see the indent and there's a hole. So boom, you put this in. And with that, the new LMA is installed. Everything's all good. From here on, it just screws back in. So while you're threading it, you want to pull on it to make sure that it actually got caught. So this is good. I'm going to torque this down, but I'll just hand tighten this for now. But everything looks all good. Everything's nice and clean. I use Mobile One Extended Performance, just a little bit, just to lube it up, because I did wipe it dry. Other than that, you just take your bolts. And this one goes right here. Bam. Then you could take the rest and just put in a hole, and you're all good to go for the cam swap. Cam's over there, and this is all set. I'm gonna wrap this up and get ready for this weekend. But until then, guys, I'll see ya.